Alright, in this video we're going to look at how to find the present value of an annuity. So here's our problem. What is the present value of $500 per year at the end of each year for the next 4 years if the interest rate is 10% per year compounded annually? So let's go ahead and draw out our timeline first. All right, and let's put our cash flows on the timeline. Okay, and now what we need to do is find the present value of each one. Well, as you should know by now, present value is equal to future value divided by 1 plus I to the n. Okay, so let's go ahead and find the present value of this first cash flow. So in that case, what we're going to do is we're going to have present value is equal to $500 divided by 1 plus the rate of return, or the interest rate, which is 0.10, raised to the number of periods, which is in this case 1. So if you work that out, and I'll give you a moment to do so, you should get $454.54. Okay, so then if you want to do this for the second cash flow, in that case what we're going to do is we're going to have the present value will be equal to $500 divided by 1 plus 0.10 raised to the 2, because we need to bring it back 2 periods to get it to the present. So I recommend you try that and see how you do. Alright, so if you paused the video and tried it, what you should have gotten was $413.22. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do this for the third cash flow. Okay, so for the third cash flow, we're going to do fundamentally the same thing. Present value is equal to $500 divided by 1 plus the 0.10 raised to the third. And I'll give you a moment to try that. Okay, so if you paused the video, which I hope you did, and worked it out, then what you should have gotten was $375.66. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to repeat this process for the cash flow at the end of year 4. So in that case, we're going to have present value is equal to $500 divided by 1 plus 0.10 raised to the 4th. Okay, so I recommend that you pause the video and try that out. Okay, so if you pause the video and tried that out, you should have gotten $341.51. Okay, which leaves us with the last cash flow. So let's find the present value of this. So to find the present value of that, present value is going to be equal to $500 divided by 1 plus 0.10 raised to the 5th. Okay, so in this case, I recommend again that you pause the video and try it out. Alright, so if you paused the video and tried it out, you should have gotten $310.46. So to find the overall present value, what we need to do is add up all of these present values. So I will give you a moment to try that, so I recommend you pause the video and work it out. Okay, so if you paused the video and worked it out, what you should have gotten was a total present value of $1,895.39. But as you might suspect at this point, it's possible also to do this with your calculator. So if you go back to your time value money solver, then we have our standard things that we need to enter in. And again, remember that N, I, and payment all have to connect at the same period of time. So everything's happening annually in this case. So N needs to be the number of years, which will be 5. I will therefore need to be the interest rate per year, which is 10, because it's looking for it in percentage format. Present value is what we were trying to find. Payment is for an annuity, which we have. It's an annuity of $500 because it's the same amount every period for the specified number of periods. So we'll put in $500. Future value is 0 because we have accounted for all the cash flows in this payment line. And type will be end because we're getting this $500 at the end of each year. So if you then solve for present value, and I'll give you a moment to pause the video to do that. Then if you solved it out using your time value money solver, what you would have gotten is a negative $1,895.39. All right, so again, note that sign, that negative sign, you have to take with a grain of salt because it may or may not have a lot of relevance to you. Now, if you were thinking that this is a long way of doing it over here, this is the way with your calculator is obviously an improvement, but it's also possible to do this in Excel. So the way that you would do this in Excel would be equals PV, and then it asks for the rate, and the rate in this case is 10%. So 10%, and then we need the number of periods, which in this case is 5. And then it asks for the payment, which is 500. And then you have the optional argument of future value, which we don't have any extra cash flows. If I had another $1,000, for example, here at year 5, then that would go in the future value. But we don't, so we can leave that off. And because it is an ordinary annuity, we can actually leave off the type argument as well in Excel, because it will assume that it is an ordinary annuity if we do that. So if we work that out, then lo and behold, what you should get is the negative $1,895.39. And again, if we actually wanted the positive value here, what you would have to do is put a negative sign between the equal sign and the PV to make that positive. Okay, so if you're really feeling kind of ambitious at this point, and perhaps you've actually been looking at various resources and maybe even the textbook, you may have actually stumbled upon a formula that says that the present value of an annuity can be found using this formula. And it looks a little bit complicated, but it's really not too bad. All right, so in this case, we can fill in the pieces. So our payment, which is the amount per period that we have here, is $500. Then we're going to have 1 minus 1 over 1 plus the interest rate, which is 0.1. And that is all going to be raised to the number of periods, which is 5. So we're going to raise that denominator to 5. And then we would need to divide by the interest rate, which is 0.10. Okay? And if we do that, and you work this out, then the present value of the annuity is going to be equal to $500 times whatever this works out to. So I'll give you a moment to try working that out and see what you get. Okay, so if you work that piece over here out, then what you should have gotten was 3.79079, and if you multiply that times the $500, lo and behold, we get $1,895.39. And that is how you find the present value of an annuity. I recommend that you try some other examples and see how you do.